And all the suffering indigenous populations in the damnable zoological republic are set free. Chineke na nke pụrụ ihe niile Chukwu okike abịa banye ndefu na aja ha nsọ ya mma mgbe niile. Onye ọbụla na ya na-achị eluigwe n'ụwa na-agba akaebe ịhụnanya gị na ebere gị amara gị na ọmịiko gị ebe ndị gị na-eze ebede ngọzi. Anyị wee na-etoghị agbanyeghị atụmatụ ọjọọ niile nke ndị iro. Iwe nye anyị ndụ ala nke dị n'uwere n'ụbọchị nke taa. Anyị wee na-asị na ịja mma niile otu niile dịrị aha nsọ gị. Onye ọ bụ naanị aka ike niile na ọ gbadara aka ya. Anyị wee na-akpọku gị na-asị gị na nke ọma ma anyị ga-ekele gị nke ọjọọ ma anyị kelee gị. Anyị wee na-aja gị mma wee na-eto gị wee na-asọpụrụ gị n'isi ụmụ gị niile bụ ndị ikwu ndị wee ezu oku mgbe a kpọrọ ha ka ha wee chekwaa ala nsọ gị bụ Biafra onye nwe m na Chineke na ihe n'ikwuru anyị nkwa na o mekataghị ka ndị iro wee were ala nsọ Biafra onye nwe m na Chineke na nke bi n'igwe agbanyeghị atụmatụ ọjọọ niile nke ndị iro ma ndị na-agba mgbọgba ebe niile dị iche iche onye nwe m na Chineke nna ihere bụ nke ndị dị etu a n'ụbọchị nke taa. Anyị wee na-eto gị wee na-asị onye nwe anyị na Chineke nna nke pụrụ m ihe niile onye ọ bụ naanị ya na-azọpụta onye ọ bụ naanị ya bụ okwu ya niile bụ ihe na amen. Anyị wee na-asị ezi ebube dị ngọzi na ọtụtụ na ịja mma na nsọpụrụ site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị ebi. Ise ise ise.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining wherever you are joining from. Thank you for joining the broadcast. Thank you for joining. As you join the broadcast, please kindly share the video on your platform. Share to your family and friends. Share it to those who are connected to you. Share it to anybody you know that need to hear our voice. Share on your WhatsApp group to the family, friends. Share even to your enemies. Share to everybody. Let them hear our voice. They must hear us, whether they like it or not. We will continue to send out this message, either they like it or not, whether they want to hear it or they don't want to hear it. We will continue to speak out. We must continue until Biafra is restored. Until Biafra is restored, we must continue. No amount of their blackmail can stop us. No amount of their intimidation can stop us. No amount of their distraction can distract us. We will continue to preach the gospel and set the record straight at all times. That is why I always come online on a daily basis. That is why I always come out to speak about that issue that concerns me. I'm not here to preach hate. I'm not here to antagonize anybody. I'm not here to blackmail anybody. I'm not here for any form of propaganda. I'm here to set the record straight when it comes to the issue of Biafran people, when it comes to the people who are being intimidated in the contraption called Nigeria, when it comes to the injustice that is happening in the contraption called Nigeria. We come here to set the record straight. My main aim of coming to this very platform is not to antagonize anybody, not to demonize anybody. It doesn't matter your religion, it doesn't matter your tribe, it doesn't matter your location. As long as you're standing on the truth, you're going to enjoy the channel. But if you're not standing for the truth, and you're not standing by the truth, you're not going to find it easy here. You will not be comfortable here. But if you are one of the truthful ones, you will be very much comfortable. It is much more clearer than ever that the Biafran struggle have taken a different level. Biafran struggle have gone out of the level where we begin to beg people, where we begin to cry, where we begin to complain. There is no more time for complaint. No more time to complain. The time for action is now. And I thank Chukwu Biama for our brothers and sisters who are in Biafra land. They are playing a major role. They have continued to play a major role. Every single Biafran in Biafra land, the old southeastern region, Have that at the back of your mind. Each time I'm talking about Biafra land, I am referring to the old southeastern region. The present south-south and the southeast with the lower Benue. That is the Biafra land I'm talking about. And I appreciate every single Biafran that is living in that land. You are doing a great work. You are doing a great job. And Chukwu Okuka Abiyama will continue to strengthen you, continue to support you, continue to give you more energy to continue to fight until the last man standing. The hour have come when we have to take our destiny into our own hand. It is much more clearer than ever that only you and I can set ourselves free. Nobody anywhere can set us free. No international community will set you free. No lawyer is going to set you free. No Igbo, no political solution will set you free or set Mazi Nnamdi Kanu free. And each time we are talking about the freedom of Biafran people, we are talking about the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Each time I'm speaking about the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I am equally talking about the freedom of Biafran people. And in extension, we are speaking about the freedom of every injustice, everybody who has been intimidated in that country called Nigeria, everybody who has been enslaved in the country called Nigeria. When you are fighting for the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you are fighting for freedom of such people. We are fighting for the freedom of the black race. A lot of things are happening. A lot of things are happening. When you begin to look at it at the broader sense, if you look at it, just extend your net and look at it broadly. If you look at it in a broad way, you will see that the attack against the black race have increased and it is not stopping. The attack against black race is at increase and it is not stopping anytime soon. The attack against black race is increasing and it's not coming down any soon. No matter the propaganda you hear them using on their platform, talking about equality, talking about respect, talking about racism or whatever, let me tell you, those countries who are the ones talking about racism, they are the ones that practice the racism the most. They are the ones that practice the most racism the most. Go to the United States. Our black brothers and sisters in the United States are being subjugated and made second-class citizens in their own nation, a nation that they build. Go to Europe. Blacks are being relegated to the background. There is no support from anywhere. Take a leaf from what is happening in Ukraine. Look at the way the black people are being treated in Ukraine, including in Russia itself. Go and check and see the way they are treating black. We are on our own. We are on our own. But when you come back home, the most painful one is that the racism among ourselves. The black people are racist against themselves. You see a black person standing against his own fellow black. You see an African standing against his fellow African. That is the most dangerous and the most deadly. That is the most dangerous one and the most deadly that we have to be concerned about. The racism among us, the racism that we see among us black people. The racism we see among us as Africans. When I say Africans, as long as you are a black person, it doesn't matter where you are born. It doesn't matter the planet where you position yourself. It doesn't matter where you keep yourself. You are an African person. You are African. You are African. It doesn't matter where you are located. It doesn't matter where you decide to plant yourself. As long as you are living on the planet Earth and you have black color, you are a black person. And don't deceive yourself. There are only two colors in the world. Two races. There are only two races in the world. The black and the white. Don't deceive yourself. But the ones we have to be much concerned about, the racism of the white people cannot stop. You don't have any choice. There's nothing that can stop it. The only thing that will stop it is when we, the black people, improve ourselves and put ourselves on a platform that we are supposed to be. Stop looking for help from these white people to uplift you. Stop looking for help from strangers. It is only when we stand up and begin to uplift ourselves and put ourselves on a platform that we are supposed to be whom we are supposed to be. That is the only time we'll be overcoming the racism we are talking about. But as it stands now, we have to be much more concerned about the one that is happening within us. Africans who are not supporting their fellow African people. I narrow it down to the contraption called Nigeria. Narrow it down to the contraption called Nigeria. When you come to the contraption called Nigeria, you see that the hatred against the Biafran people is perpetrated by their fellow citizens in that very country called Nigeria. The indigenous tribe, I'm not talking about the Arabs that call themselves Fulanis who infiltrated Nigeria. I'm not talking about them because they have made themselves enemy. And it is very clear, we are not one people. We are not one with Fulanis. Fulanis have the ancestral parents from the Arab. But we that are indigenous from the country called Nigeria, indigenous, I'm talking about the indigenous Nigerians. Why are you practicing racism and hatred against yourself? It is because you have refused to follow the truth and pursue it. That is why the Janjaweed still have the power to rule and continue to rule and control. And until we begin to see ourselves as equal, until we begin to stand up for justice, until every single indigenous tribe in the country of Nigeria begin to see each other as equal and begin to fight for injustice against each and every one of us, until we begin to see that injustice against one is injustice against all, only then and then shall we be free from the captivity of the caliphate. If we continue to dance to the tune of the caliphate, if we continue to listen to the caliphate, if we continue to abide by the will and doctrine of the caliphate, we can never succeed. You are still reading that language that they planted in you. When something happened to an Igbo person, you are not going to speak about it. Something happened to a Yoruba, you will not speak about it. Something happened to Ijo or Efik or Edo person, you will not speak about it. Something happened for somebody from Kanuri, you will not speak about it. Until when it happens to you directly, that is when you be concerned. But when it happens to somebody who is not your brother, who is not your sister, who is not your own uncle, it is none of your business, you don't care. And that is why the caliphate will continue to run the affair in that contraction called Nigeria, because this is the seed that they have planted. And some of you who call yourself one Nigerianist, you have allowed that seed to continue to grow, continue to grow, continue to grow. You don't want it to die. This is one of the greatest challenges that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has overcome. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the supreme leader of IPOB, a man of justice, a man of equality, a man that is the symbol of justice at the start today. The symbol of justice in that country called Nigeria is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This is the battle he fought. He fought that battle, starting from the grassroots. He used the hard language. Some people call him different kinds of names. Some call him ethnic bigot. Some said he's insulting. Some said he's arrogant. But at the end of the day, you have seen the fruit of the message of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today. That word that he has preached, that message have bear fruit. The message have bear fruit, and it have reached to every corner in that country of Nigeria. The message have touched everybody. And today you see people using his name in every platform. Using his name. When you want to show that you are pure, you want to show that you are truthful, you will use Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's name. When you want to show that you are pure, you are sincere, you have justice, you use Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's name. That is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have built. He didn't command anybody to follow him. He didn't talk down anybody. He didn't demonize anybody. He only preached the message of truth. Even though the message was so hard and difficult, he was able to preach it because he was clean, because he was sincere, because he was consistent. But today, what do you see? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu established that very love in Biafra land. He started from the Biafran people. He makes sure he break the bars, all those barriers that the Janjaweed have created in Biafra land. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu destroyed all of them and break them into pieces. And Biafran people begin to see themselves as one. Biafran people come to realize that we are from one ancestral parents. We are from one ancestral. We are not in Biafra and not we are Biafrans. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu break that chain. The Ijons, the Edos, the Efik, the Calabars, everybody, the Ishakiri, every single person begin to see themselves as Biafrans. We begin to realize that we are from one ancestral parents. We begin to fight for each other. We begin to defend each other. We began to stand for each other, shoulder to shoulder, to promote that gospel of peace. But today, all of a sudden, the enemy took away Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from our presence. But it's not going to be for too long. It is not going to be for too long. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped from Kenya. tortured. They could not take his life because Chukwu Okikabia was in charge of his life. They sent him to Nigeria through extraordinary rendition, and they continue to torture him. Up till now, as you're watching this video, he's still going through emotional torture. All of a sudden, some of us are trying to drive us back to where we are coming from. You see people on their staff platform, they are still bent on antagonizing people, calling names, calling people names, calling tribes. Why are you bent on destroying tribes? Why don't you talk at individuals? When somebody offends you or somebody does something that is wrong, why don't you call out that person by his or her name? Why must you attach the tribe of that person to the crime the person has committed? The same strategy the Janjaweed is using to destroy us while we are with them. The same strategy the Janjaweed is using. Go and check every of the report about the Biafra people. When somebody from Biafra land does something, they will never ever mention anything, the crime without mentioning the tribe. That is the system of Janjaweed. When somebody commits a crime, they will first of all mention the tribe. If you are from Biafra land, your tribe will be mentioned first. They will first mention your tribe. If you are from Biafra land, this is the strategy of the Janjaweed. They will mention your tribe before they mention your crime. But when you do something good, if you do something good, the Janjaweed will not even remember your tribe. They will only address you as a Nigerian. They will say a good Nigerian, a faithful Nigerian. They won't even say the area you come from. But when it has to do with the crime, the Janjaweed will call out. It has happened in several occasions. In several occasions, when you see people arrested for crime in Nigeria, they will parade them. The police will parade them. They will not only parade, they will mention their tribe. As long as you are from Biafra land, the only thing that will make them not to mention your tribe is when you're not from Biafra land. If you're not from Biafra land, they might not mention your tribe. They will just talk about the tribe and they push it away. You have seen the issue of Abba Kyari. If Abba Kyari was to be a Biafra, if Abba Kyari was to be a Biafra, it doesn't matter how many honors he has. It doesn't matter how faithful he has been in the past. It doesn't matter the crown he has. They will definitely bring him down. Not only bring him down, they will always remind you that Abba Kyari is an Igbo man. And Abba Kyari would have been extradited long before more revelation came out. He would have been extradited. But because Abba Kyari was a Fulani, because Abba Kyari is from Northern Fulani, the Caliphate, they have always continued to, they don't mention his tribe. They only mention Abba Kyari as a super cop of their contraption called Nigeria. You will never hear his tribe. Even when they caught him in drug business, Abba Kyari, peddling drugs, somebody who was supposed to be fighting against drugs, they never mentioned his tribe. They were still talking about super cop of Nigeria. But if he were to be somebody from the southeastern part of Nigeria, somebody from Biafra land, not just southeast Biafra land, they will continue to ring bell about his tribe. Some of you didn't know that all this while that the US declared Abba Kyari wanted, as for his extradition, Abba Kyari was still working with the police. Abba Kyari was still working as a policeman, still going and arresting people, still passing information, still doing dirty job for the government under. Abba Kyari was still working for them. Nobody knew. Nobody knew. Even people who knew, we are so scared to talk about it. They couldn't talk about it. Their gutter media in Nigeria, the media they used to peddle lies, they can't tell me they didn't know. If they don't, that means even if they didn't know, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't know, because there is no investigative journalism in Nigeria. Not even one. No investigative journalism. That is why they come and peddle lies. Whatever lie Mohammed told them is what they broadcast. Whatever the Janjaweed government tell them is what they broadcast. Whatever lie the Janjaweed government bring and push forward, they continue to promote it. They continue to promote it and send it to everybody, and you begin to believe it as truth. Meanwhile, it is a typical lie. Today, it has become much more clearer than ever. Finally, after so many years, after so many months, they have now come to admit that Abba Kyari, even when United States was declaring him wanted, he was still working with the police. Only when NLDA have got into the matter, and Chukwu Okikabia himself used NLDA to reveal more revelation, they couldn't hide it anymore. He was caught on video transacting drug business. They couldn't hide it anymore. And watch it. The very person that carried out that operation, carried out investigation, watch out what will happen to him. We don't know who it is. The name is hidden. We don't know the officer in charge. You don't know the person who moved that motion to probe Abakere. Watch out and see. That very person will be dismissed. That very person who did that patriotic job to that caliphate, to that contraption, who did that work, thinking that he was being patriotic to Nigeria, he is going to be disgraced before you know it. The very person that exposed Abakere will be disgraced before you know it. Today, they have come to tell us that all this while, Abakere has been working with the police. It's only when NLDA arrested him, that is when they realized that Abakere, even while he was declared wanted by the United States FBI, he was still working as a police, as a cop in that country of Nigeria. And this is what is happening. You see them, you see the so-called, what do they call them, the EFCC, going after innocent children in their homes. The children that they have refused to help, refused to sponsor, refused to uplift, they go and begin to harass them. If you buy a smartphone, you are a 419. If you use a good car, you are a 419. If you live a good life, if you dress neatly, you are a 419. But a government official will be living in a house that his salary cannot afford. A government official will be living in a home that his salary will not afford in the next 1 million years. Yet, he is not a fraudster. A government official will buy a property in Abuja, a property that you know that his own salary cannot afford. Yet, he's not a 419. EFCC will not go after him. A government official will be riding a car, will riding a vehicle that even a businessman cannot be able to afford. Yet, he is not a 419. They're not going to go after him. But the innocent people on the street, they'll be going after them. Even the masses will help them to show you the mentality that the caliphate, this contraption, the company called Nigeria, the kind of mentality have planted into the brain of the ordinary Nigerian people. They have pushed that evil into the brain of ordinary Nigerian people. That ordinary Nigerian people can burn somebody who has stolen a phone, who has stolen an ordinary phone. Somebody that stole a phone. I am not supporting evil. I'm not supporting crime. I'm not supporting anything stealing or crime. But I'm telling you that an ordinary person who stole an ordinary phone, a chicken chain, will be burnt alive before the whole world. They will set fire and burn that person. Even before the police, they will burn the person alive. And you see ordinary Nigerians clapping. They will be by the side. Jungle justice. They will be clapping. They will be saying, it's serving right. It's serving right. But your local government chairman have stolen your livelihood, stolen the livelihood of your unborn children. The politicians in your area, the politician that you are praising, they will even praise those politicians who have stolen their livelihood. They will continue to praise them and exalt them. But somebody whom out of frustration have been forced to fend for him or herself, got into crime, they will burn the person alive. And you'll be standing watching and be clapping. It's sounding right. You see why every well-meaning person that is indigenous in that country called Nigeria should ask for the destruction of the caliphate called Nigeria. You must have to stand up and begin to demand for the destruction of that company called Nigeria. The British company called Nigeria, that British company must be destroyed. Today you have seen so many reports. You have seen the way they are killing Biafran people. Innocent Biafrans who have not committed any crime. And they do not stop at killing them. After killing them, they will remove their parts and go and sell. A government of a nation, police themselves will go and extract human parts to go and sell. Use some for their charms and juju. This is where the contraption called Nigeria have brought us. You see why Biafrans are crying and they don't want to be part of this madness. A country where everything that is wrong is celebrated. Country that celebrates evil. If you are a good person, you can never ever strive in Nigeria. If you are doing something good, you can never survive and you will never have any support in that country called Nigeria. A country that supports everything that is evil. If you are good, they will make sure they match you and step on you. Or if you are evil, they will promote you and support you. They have, They have celebrated evil in Nigeria to the extent that today, as it stands today, there is no youth in Nigeria that believe that you can earn money in a legitimate way. Even people who are watching me, you can testify to this. No matter how you pretend. No matter how you pretend. In that contraption called Nigeria, 90% of the youth believe that you cannot earn anything legitimately. 90% of youth in the contraption called Nigeria believe you cannot earn anything legitimately. Do you blame them? You don't blame them because the government of the country supports evil. The system itself supports evil. That is why people today celebrate evil in the open. I cry for my people. I cry for Biafran people. That is why I am praying every now and again to see that Biafra get out of Nigeria. The more we continue to stay in this country called Nigeria, the more we continue to face death and destruction. It is high time we get out. We must get out of Nigeria by all means possible, and the time is now. It is no. We have talked a lot. Any Biafran or anybody that is indigenous in that country that don't know why we are asking for the break of Nigeria, it means you are devil incarnate yourself. You are a devil incarnate. You have nothing to offer. Because the caliphate British have used the caliphate to destroy the ordinary people in that country that today they are all thinking like animal. You see when Mazi called them zoo. Today, zoo is much more organized and much more decent than that country called Nigeria. People have testified to it. Today, people are coming out to say that even Mazi was so lenient. That Mazi was so lenient and so good in giving that name zoo. Some say that it is better described as a jungle. Today, it has become worse than jungle. Go to the social media, see what people are celebrating. I am crying for my Biafra people because Biafra people are getting involved in this madness. Biafrans are getting involved in this madness, and this time we have to get out of it. Today, you see Biafran people. Biafran people today are looking at, some of us are looking at evil as something that is good. We see evil and we celebrate it and we begin to dance to it. Some of them will be covering their evil all in the name of our tradition. You see them when they want to promote their evil agenda, they will bring tradition. They will say it's our tradition. You are fighting against our tradition. You are talking about tradition. What do you mean by your tradition? Go and check all those who are talking about their tradition. Today, what they are promoting, it has made people today to be celebrating charms and juju. Charms and juju are being celebrated in the open, in the social media today. In the social media today, you will see people celebrating charm and juju in the open. How to make charm, how to make incantation, how to do all manner of charms. You can no longer use your brain to think. You can no longer obtain anything by hard work. Today, go to the social media. People are promoting charm and juju as a custom of the Biafran people. When you and I know that it is not our custom. And the most painful thing that the people who are promoting all this evil are the people who claim to be members of IPOB. When they know fully well that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu say it in every of his broadcasts that he doesn't worship idol. Today, idol worship is being promoted everywhere. Evil is being promoted everywhere. That is why you can see people promoting the issue of money ritual. Issue of money ritual have become on the front burner. Even children as young as 12 years old today, they want to get rich by force through money ritual. People do not have their shame anymore. Initially, so many things you see on social media today are things that are being done in the secret. People have fear, have conscience. They dare not bring it in the open because they have conscience. Because the Biafran people promote hard work. You must have to be hardworking. You must have to be hardworking before you earn anything. Everything that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is today, as you are talking about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, using the name of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to build your platform, using the name of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to make people believe what you are saying, even when you are lying. Even when you are lying, you are using the name of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to make people believe you because you know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is pure, white and whiter than snow. You use the name. He built that standard with hard work, with truthfulness and consistency. He did not build it through charm. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not build himself through charm. He did not get his fame and recognition he got today through charm. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu got everything he has through hard work and praying to Chukwu Okike Abiyama. When we talk about Chukwu Okike Abiyama, we're talking about the supreme God, the God that created heaven and earth. Chukwu Okike, the God of creation. We are talking about God of creation, Chukwu Okike, the God that created heaven and earth. He is the only one we worship, and He is the only one we follow. And if you're a follower of Chukwu Okike Abiyama, you must stand with the truth. Run away from evil. Run away from evil. Run away from evil. Everything you will get in this world is through your hard work, through your consistency, and through your truthfulness. That is how you can achieve it. But today, because of the mindset of the caliphate, because of the attack that the caliphate have brought on our mentality, the youth have been destroyed. Educational system today have been destroyed. One ASU strike to other. Now you see another strike coming. How long shall we continue to be part of this evil? Not anymore. The Biafrans have said, not anymore. We are taking up our freedom by ourselves in our hands. We are taking responsibility of our life by ourselves. It can never be business as usual anymore. Every Biafran, wherever you are, rise up and stand up and speak up. Rise up and fight for your freedom. Nobody is going to do it for you. Nobody anywhere in the planet Earth will do it for you. Nobody. Nobody anywhere will do it for you. You are going to do it for yourself. You are going to do it for yourself. It is only you and you alone that will fight for yourself. Nobody's going to fight for you. Nobody will fight for you anywhere. Chukwu Okike Abiyama has given us the grace, given every one of us the grace to stand firm. He has given us the grace to stand firm and be who we want to be. It is left for you. If you want to be strong, it is left for you. If you want to be part of it, it's left for you. If you want to be part of it, you have to stand firm. You have to stand firm and be consistent. Speak up. Take your freedom in your own hand. Stand with the truth. The truth and nothing but the truth. Our freedom is in our hand. Our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have done everything he has to do for you and I. He has kept every promise he had that he will never betray Biafra. He has kept every promise that he will remain consistent, that he will never sell the Biafran struggle. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have done every single thing he has to do for you and I. He went to the extent to provide a security for us while he is in captivity. He gave us the ESN to protect us from the enemy, to secure us from the Janjaweed, to secure us from the terrorists. It is in your hand today to protect and secure that platform. Secure that ESN that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has given us. Secure them by providing for them. Through your prayer, through your finance, support the ESN, because the time that we have been waiting for is now. The time we have been waiting for has come for Biafran to take their fate into their own hand, and we will fight until the last man standing. It is no longer business as usual. It's not just by talking. This is why every Biafran, wherever you are, you have to stand up now to get yourself involved in the civil disobedience that we are calling upon. Civil disobedience that have never been seen before. If you have been involved in it, engage in it more, tighten it more. Anything around you that you can make, anything around you that you can do to make people around you feel and know that the civil disobedience have taken a different level, do it. Sit at home on Sunday and on Monday. If you can include any other day by yourself, go ahead and do it. The economic sanction that we are going to impose on the Janjaweed, this is the time. It is not tomorrow. And don't wait for anybody to enforce it. You are going to enforce it yourself. I will enforce it. Everybody has to get involved. Get involved in the enforcing of the economic sanction. Today you can see, it is no longer a blackmail. People who are using the sit at home as a blackmail. Sit at home, they can no longer pretend that sit at home is not working. Nobody anywhere in the planet Earth can pretend that sit at home is not working. It has become much more clearer than ever that the sit at home is working miracle, and they are feeling the pain. You know, initially, the propaganda and the blackmail is that sit at home is only affecting the southeast. Sit at home is only in the southeast. Sit at home is only in Biafra land. It's only Biafra land that is suffering. But today, the confession have come openly that the sit at home is having a great effect to every section of that contraption called Nigeria. Sit at home is having effect to every section of that contraption called Nigeria. This is only one day.
If we intensify it and capture the Sunday, if we capture Sunday along with Monday, what do you think will happen? What do you think? Already, some pastors already have keyed in. Some men of God already have keyed in. And they are preaching that right message. We are going to force the rest of them, those of them that have mega churches, who are getting their wealth from Biafra land, from Biafra people. Most of those mega churches who have refused to speak, 80% of their followers and their churchgoers, they are Biafran people. And yet, these people are asking for self-determination. They are asking for freedom. They are not asking for money. They are not even asking you to fast for them. They are not asking you to, all they are asking is their own freedom. They are being killed, destroyed, and decimated. Yet, you cannot speak about it in your church. You are evil. You have no message to give. You have no message. Because the people who you are sitting down, who are sitting down in your platform they are talking to, they are being killed on a daily basis. They are being relegated to the background. They are placed beneath the ground. Nobody is fighting for them. They are starved. Yet you cannot make them your priority. You cannot use your platform as the so-called GO and speak about them one day in your church. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who has been the only man speaking up for every single individual in that country of Nigeria. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been fighting for everybody, not only for Igbos, not only for Biafrans, not only for the Southerners, not only for the indigenous people, fighting for every black race. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is speaking up for everybody that is being intimidated. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has become the symbol of justice in that country of Nigeria, speaking up for everybody. He spoke up for El Zazaki. He spoke up for every single person that happened to him. El Zazaki is not a Christian. El Zazaki is not a Jew. El Zazaki is not a Biafran. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stood and spoke up for him. He spoke up for Shawari. He spoke up for so many of their politicians when they were arrested illegally. This is the example that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu laid down, that injustice against one is injustice against all. But today, that man is in the hand of the DSS. How many people are speaking about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu among all those people that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have fought for? How many human rights activists are using the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as a case study or talking about it on their platform? How many celebrities are speaking about the issue of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, demanding for his unconditional release? It is just recently that we saw our brother Kanaya coming out to tell the imposter in Asarok to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because the pressure has become high. Only recently that Kanaya joined the music. Well, it is better done than never. At least he has come, even if it is late. Where are the other celebrities? Kanayo came out and confessed that the sit at home we are doing is real. If people are deceiving you online, you know, sometimes when we talk online, they don't believe us because it's the same people you are hearing from all the time. They don't believe. But Kanayo have come to confess and tell the world that the sit at home is real. It is not a joke. They can't hide it anymore. And he said that the only thing that is going to stop it, if you don't, that is what his message means, that the only thing that is going to stop is release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and let him go. Release him. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is innocent. Innocent of all charges. He has not killed anybody. He has not stood against anybody. He has done anything evil. But because of the wickedness of the black race, the wickedness of black people, the black people are so wicked that a brother can sell his own brother. That was why a fellow Biafran can stand up and sell his own fellow Biafran. They sold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, left for the caliphate alone, they cannot near Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Left for the caliphate alone, left for the caliphate and Britain, they are so scared of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So scared. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been in Britain for decades, preaching the gospel of peace, preaching the gospel of freedom. He was never arrested. Only when he came to Africa, Africa being what they are, they use his own people to betray Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and they sold him out. That is the wickedness of the black people. This wickedness is so much that people can sell their own, people can give out their own out of selfish interest, out of greed, out of pride and envy. What do you tend to gain? Today you have sold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. As you have sold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, now his news is everywhere. He's even becoming much more popular than you can control. and for his life. Only Chukwu Okike Abiama, who liveth in heaven, is in charge of the life of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. No man born of a woman can take the life of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because the assignment that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has embarked on, it is not you that gave him an assignment. I am not the one that gave him an assignment. He was chosen by Chukwu Okike Abiama to carry that assignment and carry it to the end. And no man born of a woman can stop him. The message must be carried to the end of the world. No matter what you say, no matter what you do, no matter your blackmail, no matter your propaganda, you cannot stop him. Never, ever. You can't. Keep trying. Keep trying. And the more you are holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, there are thousands of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in Biafra land. There are thousands of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in Biafra land from all angles, from all regions, from all religions, from all race. People who are much more dangerous than Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Pray that you don't provoke them. And the time is coming soon. Remember, 15th of this month, after 15th of this month, we do not want to see any military in Biafra land. Biafran people have declared. Biafran people have declared that we do not want to see any military man carrying any operation in Biafra land. We don't want to see any military carrying any military operation in Biafra land after 15th of this month. Including if you are one of those who is inviting them, you are one of those praising them, you are one of their informants, prepare to be the Lord. If you are one of those who is sponsoring them, prepare to be the Lord. Because we can't take it anymore. We have cried enough. We have begged enough. Biafrans want to take their destiny into their own hand, and we are going to do it. We cannot stop. No matter how you try to stop the Biafran people, no matter the angle you're coming from, you cannot stop the Biafran people. We have stand up, we have stood up now, and we are going to take our freedom by our own self. We are not waiting for anybody anymore. Our freedom belongs to us. We will take it. Nobody's going to give us any freedom in the planet of gold. That is why the Biafran people have decided to rise up in their numbers and start imposing the economic sanction to the Janjaweed. Rise up. Rise up, Biafrans, wherever you are. Rise up, any place you are in Biafra land. I appreciate you. Biafrans in Biafra, you are doing a great job already. You are doing a great thing already. Your work is being felt. The effect of your work, the effect of your sitting at home is not in vain. The sitting at home you are sitting in Biafra land is showing everywhere. They are crying and shouting on all angles. It is having effect. I say, may Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to guide and protect every single Biafran in Biafra land that is fighting genuinely for the coming of Biafra. Chukwu Okike Abiama will protect you. You will see Biafra. You will walk into Biafra. You will not only see it, you walk into Biafra and you exist in Biafra. You will join Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to lift the flag of Biafra very soon. As we are going to increase on the massive civil disobedience. Increase in it. Economic sanctions. Stop giving your revenue to the local government, state government, or federal government. Any revenue collector, if your job is collecting revenue in Biafra land, go and look for another job. If you're one of those revenue collectors, go and look for another job. The time is now. The time is now before it is too late. Because the Biafran people are going to rise. Biafran people are going to rise against you. And when they rise, it is not going to be easy. It is not going to be easy. You might not be able to tell the story. Go and look for another job. If you are one of the revenue collectors in Biafra land, go and look for another job. Look for another job before it is too late. If you have a brother, a sister, uncle, auntie, anybody you have that is involved in revenue collection in Nigeria, tell them to go and look for another job because the Biafran people have risen. Economic sanction. We will enforce it. Every single Biafra has enforced it. If you're having any business in Biafra land, any business area, any place you're doing business in Biafra land, prepare yourself. Keep that money with yourself. Keep that money. It is going to serve a purpose in time to come. Stop empowering your killers. Stop sponsoring those who are killing you. Each time you remove money and you pay revenue to this very Janjaweed, you are actually sponsoring those who are killing you. That is what you're doing. You are sponsoring your killers, and we cannot continue to go on that path. We have done enough. We have sacrificed enough already. We can no longer allow that to continue to happen. And we will not only be talking. After 15th of this month, you are going to see another dimension of the Biafran people. The self-defense have been activated in full force. The dragon flag have been raised higher and higher. Remember, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said it, that the Biafran flag will never go down until Biafra comes. Some of you have forgotten. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said that the dragon flag will not go down until Biafra comes. And those of us who are upholding the will of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, those of us who are trying to protect everything that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has put in place, we will continue to raise that dragon flag higher and higher and higher until Mazi Nnamdi Kanu comes out and joins us and Biafra comes. Another important information you have to know is that anything that is happening today, anything that is happening, nobody should hold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu responsible for anything. Let the Janjaweed hear it and hear it clear. Every one of you that is going to carry your propaganda, you want to be and you want to go and testify against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You want to. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not in charge of anything happening today. We are not taking order from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is our responsibility to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We are doing everything we are doing on our own to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from DSS. We are not taking order from DSS. We are not taking any second-hand information from anybody. If we do that, it means we have not learned anything. We have learned a lot from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the past, and this is the time to implement everything that we have learned from a good teacher. It is our time to free Mazi Nnamdi. He has told us everything that we need to do to free him, and that is what we are doing today. Nobody will hold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu responsible of anything that happens going on. Nobody will hold him responsible because he doesn't give order on what is happening. Biafran people on their own, through the grace of Chukwu Okabiama, are doing everything possible to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from the hand of the enemy. And we will do it. We will continue to do it until Biafra comes. We will continue to do it. There's no going back. It is either Biafra or that. If you think by keeping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu incommunicado that you break us down, you have something else coming. You have something else coming. I learned after delaying, after denying Mazi Nnamdi Kanu visit for 4 good times, they finally allowed the lawyers to see him yesterday. After denying Mazi Nnamdi Kanu visit 4 good times, they finally allow him to be seen yesterday. What is their plan? All they want is to break him down. They can't tamper with his life. They can't touch his life. The only thing they have is to break him down. The only thing they have is to break him down. Nothing. That's nothing they can do. There is nothing they can do than to break that. The only weapon they have is to break Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and they will never ever succeed. It doesn't matter how they try. It doesn't matter the angle they are coming from. They will never succeed. Finally, after trying to break us down emotionally, break Mazi Nnamdi Kanu emotionally, yesterday, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been seen by the lawyers. But we cannot stop. We will not stop. We will increase everything we want to do. We will increase it. We will increase it. All we want is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to come out and raise the flag of Biafra. Anything you are doing, civil disobedience, sit at home much more than ever. Sit at home more. Sit at home more. Every day, sit at home more. Sit at home more. Much more. Sit at home. If you have been sitting, sit at home on Sunday and on Monday and any other day you can impose by yourself. Increase the sit at home. Economic sanction to the Janjaweed. Economic sanction. Stop giving your revenue to them. Stop giving your revenue. Your revenue, don't give it to the local government, state government, or federal government. Don't give it. Keep it to you. It's going to be useful. It's going to be useful. The ESN fund is there. Pay the money into the ESN. If you want to pay your tithe, go to the Umweri account. Umweri account. Go to Umweri account and give your support to ESN. The time is now. ESN is going to enter into a different phase. We are entering into a different challenge. A different challenge to defend ourselves. It has been activated fully. We can't only be talking. And if you're one of those who is empowering the enemy, prepare to be the Lord. The time has come. Thank you so much for watching, wherever you're watching. I say, may Chukwu Okike guide and protect and secure everybody that have shared this video. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect you. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect every hand that have shared this video. Share it to your platform, share it to family and friends, share it to your brothers and sisters, share it to even our enemies. Let them hear us. Share it to our enemies. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect every single Biafran wherever you are in planet Earth. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect every indigenous person in that contraption called Nigeria. Every indigenous person that is sincerely fighting for freedom. Any indigenous person that is sincerely fighting for the freedom of Biafran people. Fighting for the freedom of their own people. If you are genuine and you are standing for justice, Chukwu Okike will guide and protect you. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect our Oduduwa brothers. Guide and protect the Middle Belters. Guide and protect Sunday Igboho. Secure Sunday Igboho and set him free very soon. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. May Chukwu Okike send doctors spiritually to continue to minister to our Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Continue to guide him, protect him, secure him from all diseases, secure him from all attack. Very soon, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to join us. It doesn't matter how they try to stop him. It doesn't matter their weapon of warfare. He will definitely be free, and very, very soon. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is coming home. Have that at the back of your mind. As we are waiting for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we are going to clear the ground for his landing. And that's what we are doing. That is the level we are now. Clearing the ground for the landing of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He is coming like the speed of fire. Lifting the flag of Biafra, and we will celebrate together. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama guide and protect every single Biafran on the planet Earth that is genuinely fighting for freedom. Chukwu Okike Abiyama will protect you. As for those who call themselves saboteurs or enemies, we don't have time for you. We are moving ahead. We are moving ahead. We don't have time for the saboteurs. We don't have time for the distractors. We don't have time for those who are distracting themselves. We don't have time for those who have sold out their own conscience. We don't have their time. We are focused, looking towards our freedom and the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And Chukwu Okike Abiyama will guide and protect every single person who have shared this video. Share in your platform. Share it to your family and friends. Keep sharing and give a like and thumbs up to the video. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama guide and protect all of us. Thank you very much for joining. Please, you can join me on my YouTube channel, Choose Survivor. I have so many wonderful videos there, and I do live stream also on my YouTube channel. Join me on Choose for Survivor YouTube channel. I will be having a broadcast there later in the day. You can also join me in my other page, Choose for Survivor. That is where I share some sensitive videos. There are so many sensitive videos that I cannot share in this platform. I only share them on Choose for Survivor. Each time I come on broadcast towards the evening, on my page, Choose for Survivor, I share those sensitive videos. Go to that very section, Choose for Survivor. Follow that page, Choose for Survivor. That is where I share sensitive videos that is going to keep you informed and let you know the state where we are. We must continue until Biafra comes. Thank you so much for joining. And remember, see you again later in the day. I will be in Choose Survivor later in the day. And I will also come back to Choose for Survival on my page to give some sensitive information and share some videos. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, see you later.
Thank you.